Good morning. JewishGen is designed to help you communicate with fellow researchers. We have 3 communication vehicles: JewishGen Family Finder, Family Tree of the Jewish People, and our discussion groups. In this short video, I will explain the best communication tool JewishGen has to offer: our JewishGen Family Finder, our researcher database. The JewishGen Family Finder was created by your fellow researchers. It has over 110,000 fellow researchers. It contains pairs, surnames, and towns. Over 600,000 of these pairs of surnames and towns. There's no information here about individuals. The purpose is to connect researchers with similar interests. So let's start. Remember, everything you want to know is on the home page. Up there with those ovals, I suggest that you start with the database oval and click on the top of the drop-down box of the database oval, the Family Finder. This is the screen you will see. You have 4 capabilities. You can search it, you can list your own, you can modify and enter. We'll explain later. So let's talk about the search. JewishGen excels in searches because we understand that Jewish names and Jewish towns morphed over the years, and the countries too. A town could have been in 3 different countries in its past. So our JewishGen Family Finder is based on the current country. So if it's Minsk, it's Belarus, not Russia. And if you don't know where Minsk is today, then leave it as any country. Sounds like you put in the family name. And again, this is where we excel. Look at the options you have for towns and surnames. Exactly. Starts with, very often, we know the beginning of a name. We don't know if they shortened it. We don't know how it ended. We don't know how it's spelled. Contains is one often overlooked, but sometimes if you can find 3 or 4 letters in the middle of a surname or town you're sure about, it's a good way to look up your town. Sounds like the Eastern European Dej-Mokotov Soundex, based on how a name sounds, not in English, but in Eastern European languages. And the new phonetically like, which is based on the root, the phonetics. And that's our default, by the way. And we've come up with also some new ones. Fuzzy. We understand what you're liable to do as a transcription error, and the fuzzy search types enable us to try and help you find the surname or the town. Okay, let's take an example. We're going to go in here, we're going to put Lindner in. I don't know what country, I don't know what town. And this is the result you're going to see. 60 hits from 32 researchers looking for Lindner somewhere in Eastern Europe and also in the United States. We'll tell you the surname. We'll tell you the town of origin. We'll tell you when they put that information into the database, and we'll tell you a little bit about the researcher. Let's go into a little bit more of the town clues you get. In this case, I picked a piece of the response, and Lindner is either in Hungary, Borislav, or Neckaremsk. But I want you to see the difference between a town that has a JewishGen logo and a town that doesn't. In this case, Borislav is a good one because it has the JewishGen logo, which means it was a Jewish town. And if you just put your mouse over that logo, you'll get a pop-up to tell you more about the town. Now, let's say your person came from Drahobitz in Galicia. You never heard of Borislav, but when you put that cursor on the JewishGen icon, you'll pop up and see that Borislav was a town in Galicia, in the Jehobits area. So these are clues to tell you whether this entry is something you should follow up on. By the way, we understand towns. We understand the history of towns. If you put in Vilna, we know today it's Vilnius, Lithuania, and Lemberg is Lviv, and I can't pronounce it, Hungary is now in Ukraine. We understand that. That's why the JewishGen Community Search and the JewishGen Family Finder are such outstanding search vehicles. Let's talk about researchers and their clues. There are two researchers I've picked out here, but one last logged in June 2005. I know that if I write to this person, I'm not going to get an answer, or the chances are I'm not going to get an answer. They haven't been on since June 2005. But the next person logged in January 2018, there's a good chance I'll get an answer. Now, how do you send something? You see the click here? You click here. Notice there are no emails. You will not get any spam. We protect your email address. When you click here, you will get this contact. And first, here's my name and my ID. That's all I know. And I'm going to send something to another person with a JewishGen ID. Again, no emails. I would then have the ability to send a message, any message, to the other person. And here I want to stop a moment, and I really want to talk about your message. Don't just say hi. Prepare that query. Answer the questions who, what, when, and where. Here's a good query. I'm researching a family from Minsk. I'm seeking information on Harry, born such and such a date, son of Samuel, married so-and-so, born so-and-so. They emigrated to the U.S. around 1880, settled in Boston. But some of the brothers came to New York City. Is your Gubitz family from New York City? It's exactly what you want to know from this person. You can prepare this on WordPad or Word or Pages, and then just copy and paste it into a box in the send email. And hopefully get an answer. Now, let me talk about JGFF Family Finder and how you should enter your surnames. You know, it's one thing for you to go to find people that match your surnames and towns. But what about letting all the rest of those 110,000 researchers find you? So you have the ability to modify or enter your surnames and towns. We will give you some help doing that. And when you're finished entering them, this is what it's going to look like. When you list your surnames and towns, it will give you a list. And by the way, there's a new function. Your list will give you a group of search buttons. Now, given this search is an exact search, in this case, Abrams from Yash in Romania, I can press this button and it'll do a search in JGFF for me. What an easy way to flip through JGFF every once in a while to see if your surnames and towns have brought in any new people. So that is how we communicate using our best tool, the JewishGen Family Finder. I want to differentiate that from the family tree of the Jewish people, which are trees that have been submitted, over 5,000 of them. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about the JewishGen discussion groups. And JewishGen is designed to help you communicate.